Alright, so here's the thing, right? I've just got fucking, you know, I've just got to say, enough is enough. And when I mean enough is enough, I'm referring, of course, to the way that the Spurs conceded from a corner again. Now, for those of you that are football fans and that have somehow found this video, thank you very much for watching. For those of you that are regular fans of my channel, you will know that this isn't my normal kind of video, to be exact. And you know this isn't my normal cup of tea, but I am a Spurs fan, a passionate Spurs fan at that. Been to many games at the Lane, and I've been, there through the good times, I've been there through the bad times, I've been there through the amazing times, and I've been there through the absolutely shite fucking lasagna based times, and you all know what I'm talking about there. But this is essentially it. I originally uploaded this video with the commentary with highlights of the actual game. That got taken down straight away. I suppose, for a person who doesn't do many videos, it's like one of those things that you learn. But no, what the fuck are we actually doing? What the fuck are we doing conceding from corners? This is the thing. So many times, right, I've noticed things this season with Spurs. As good as we are, we've got issues that completely undermine our accomplishments and completely set us back. So far, it's not even funny. Simply because we cannot, for as good as our defence is, especially with Alderweireld, and Vertonghen seems to have got his head out of his arse. So, for some reason, he is actually decent this year, right? Not denying that. Give the man his biscuits and gravy, because he is actually somewhat decent this year. Admittedly, I'll be the first to admit that skills pay the bills, and this year Vertonghen, for whatever reason, has decided that he's going to play well, and he's going to play for the club, and he loves the club again all of a sudden and all that palaver, right? So here's the issue for me, right? Corners are basic things, right? The most basic of practices, the most basic of training exercises. And what annoys me beyond all doubt, now I'm probably going to get a lot of stick for this through some fans that say I'm deluded, even some Spurs fans that might say this, but football's a wonderful game, and each person is entitled, if you will, to their own opinion. But to me, Leicester City are just one of them success stories that has come together out of nothing. Literally, they had a few good results, and then the confidence got hold of them, and then from then on, they've turned into the greatest thing since sliced fucking bread. But, we should be beating teams like Leicester, especially at home at the Lane, of course. We should fucking be beating Leicester by a mile. Right, and now, we only sit, because I was happy last night. I'm not going to lie to you. I was happy when Man United drew. I was like, oh, well, fuck me, Kushti. United have drawn. Like, that means, for all intents and purposes, that means the Spurs got quite luxurious position in the league, at least. I mean, United drew. We were at home to Leicester the next day. Surely now we can open up another gap, a bigger gap, if you will, on this top four. And come on now, does anyone seriously believe that West Ham are going to pose any kind of threat when it comes to actually, doing anything remotely interesting for the fucking Premier League, in terms of actually getting themselves in a position to, challenge for that top four. So, it's between Spurs and, United. You can perhaps say that Liverpool were involved in there, but I don't think so. And it said on Sky Sports News yesterday that Chelsea need an average of 2.6 points a game. They need to win 4 out of 5 games, and they already drew today against the West Brom side at Stamford Bridge. So, put that into perspective there. Not that anyone thought they could, but just in case any Tottenham fans have got jitters. This is our greatest chance as well, especially when you consider that Leicester should be dropping some points somewhere along the line. I thought they would have dropped 3 or at least 2 today, man. But, as it turns out, they actually won, and now the only thing to get revenge on to get, well, the only thing to do, I should say, is to get revenge on them when they play us in the FA Cup in a couple of weeks' time, right? Or not even in a couple of weeks' time, in a week's time. But here's the thing, man. We cannot keep dropping points against teams we should be beating. I mean, come on. At the Lane, to be fair, we should be looking to beat anyone. Do you know what I mean? We should be looking to beat anyone who fucking turns up on the pitch. You know what I mean? It's one of them ones, isn't it? We really should be looking to beat anyone who steps out onto the lane. But you just cannot concede from corners, like in the fashion that we have been doing, and then expect to fucking, take away 3 points or to go through to the next round of a fucking competition. At the moment, I just might be being a negative Nancy, and I might just have been a bit spoiled because I've been there through the shit times, believe me. But I may have just been a little bit spoiled by the current run that Spurs have been on this season. 3 losses in 21 games ain't bad. But then I go back and I think of all the fucking times that we've drawn against teams when we should have won, and it's ridiculous. I don't know if any of you share my feelings, but we're gonna fucking find ourselves in a fucking dogfight for that Champions League place if we don't buck up our ideas. And you know what the saddest thing is? In all of that, I bet you anything that fucking will be just 5th or 6th at the end of the league, man. I hope to God I'm wrong. But it's funny how a week can change things. Like a couple of days ago, I couldn't wait for fucking the rest of the season. I was well happy. FA Cup game, first FA Cup game in the season. Us Spurs fans always have a special place in our heart for the FA Cup. Always think we're going to do well in there, so why the fuck not? Do you know what I mean? But recently, in the last couple of games, it's really been like, hang on here, what the fuck is going on? That has been the case in the last couple of games, and it's just one of them things where you begin to question it. I, as a Spurs fan, I'm really unhappy and at the moment with how the team is fucking actually performing from set pieces. It's really weird because the only 2 issues I've got with the club at the moment is that we can't seem to fucking finish off teams when we dominate games, as we did in the first 20 odd minutes at the Lane today. And we can't seem to fucking, we can't seem to do anything other than fucking concede sloppy corner goals. So that is absolutely mug run-of-the-mill ridiculous. And that is just basically what I've got to say about that. Hopefully, I say hopefully because I'm being a positive, I'm being a optimistic person. But hopefully, it won't be too bad in the sheer sense that, one of these days, it'll all come right. And we'll fucking get him in training, fucking Maurizio, old Pochi boy. Get him in fucking training, sort it out, because we can't be conceding from corners. For a club like Spurs, it just can't be happening. And to think we got fucking Fiorentina in about a couple of weeks, man, when the Europa League returns. Fucking hell. This should have been and could have been the time where we picked up the easiest amount of points that we have picked up in a good old long time, uninterrupted, no flights fucking to Lithuania or Bulgaria or fucking wherever the hell, wherever the hell the Europa League games go, no fucking games like that. But no, we've managed to somehow fucking, really drop off in these last couple of games. I think in the last 3 games or something, 4 games, we've earned a possible maybe 6 points out of a possible 12 or 5 out of 12 or something like that. And I don't think that's counting obviously it's not counting the FA Cup game, but you get the premise under which I'm trying to operate. It gives an uncomfortable feeling to me. Anyway, hopefully guys, you've enjoyed this brief summary or brief opinionated videos. This was just to drag you guys in and ask really what the fuck do you guys think. Anyway, hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to leave a rate, comment and subscribe. And you know what, I think football videos, match reactions will be more of what I will do in the future. I really do. Next time I'll be, instead of fucking uploading it with the real fucking highlights of the game, I'll go grab myself some fucking FIFA 16 footage rather, and just do it that way. Anyway guys, like I said, hopefully you have enjoyed it. This has been Take Luke, loyal fucking Spurs supporter, but a pissed off one at that. I'm out.